Now we are moving on to our next scene. It is breakfast the next morning. The Sheffield family are dressed, and because it's the daytime, and they come down to breakfast dressed. Fran comes in a fluffy robe and is like, "Good morning," and everyone kind of looks at her like, I forget what Maxwell says, but it's kind of something kind of sassy. And she's like, "A simple wee dress for breakfast would have been fine,
Yeah.
thank you."
And
Um,
I liked that moment because I mean, throughout the whole pilot, but this moment is when I wrote it down. I really like how they show that she is kind of out of her element here, and she's not oblivious to that. She kind of recognizes that she doesn't totally fit in with them, but also the joke isn't really on. It's not the joke of her being like, "Oh, she's so stupid. She doesn't understand how to fit in
yeah.
with them." She's very secure in herself and she gets it, and she's not bothered
Mhm.
by it. So it's just the comedy is like, "Oh, they're kind of different." It's not like making fun of her for like being a hick or like, not fitting in with the rich
Yeah.
people, which I liked.
Yeah, and I think that's a kind of a thing of the whole series where it's like, as we see later in the pilot, Fran was maybe exactly what the Sheffields needed,
Yeah.
but she didn't have to like change herself in
Yeah.
order to be
Yeah.
what the
I
Sheffields
really like
needed.
that because I feel like on a lot of other shows, sometimes when you get this fish out of water story, it's more about that person adapting and that person having to
Mhm.
like quote unquote catch up to the environment.
Yeah.
And it's kind of refreshing that it's like she just gets to be herself and like, she might adjust some things as she sees fit, but it's not about her having to change who she is. And it's also not about laughing at her for not fitting in.